in Wallingford. And today we'll be talking to our next guest, Julia. She's an A-level student at the Henley College. She's going to be talking to us today about universities, but before we have a few facts and figures about university. Currently it costs the average student £9,000 per year for education only, but about £4,000 for rent for each flat. In some cases, such as Bournemouth University, halls of residence can go as much as £7,354 for 50 weeks in each of the education year. There has been a recent drop in applications over recent years due to the increase in university fees, which has resulted in some cases to riots and demonstrations. So, Julia, you're currently at the Henley College. What subjects are you taking there?
Currently I am taking A-levels in English Lit, Ancient History and Classical Civilizations.
Cool. You have a part-time job at Costa. Are you enjoying it?
I am actually, yeah. It's good to break things up a bit. You don't want to spend your entire time focused on college, and it gives you a little bit of extra money.
Yeah. You're applying to university. When did you start applying for them?
Ooh, I'd say that I started kind of looking around at universities around April time last year, and we were encouraged to start our serious looking probably in early to late springtime. So that was the time when we set up a UCAS account and when we started looking at the kinds of courses that we wanted to do and thinking about what we might be interested in. And that was about the time, once we had figured that kind of out, maybe around the beginning of the summer, we were told that it would be a good idea to start adding some ideas on paper, to write a personal statement, and wrote our first draft over the summer.
Why did you decide that you wanted to go to university instead of any other form of higher education or even going into the job?
I think for me it was a lot to do with the fact that my family has always gone to university, so it's something that my parents talked about with a lot of good memories. But also, I'm really interested in English literature, and that's the course that I'm going to do. Well, somewhat. It's a joint honours degree, but I felt like I'd really be able to get a good knowledge of my subject by doing a university.
Do you think that's better for you for life then?
For me personally, but I don't think that's necessarily the case for everybody.
Yeah. Most people think that they cannot afford to go to university. How did you work out that you could afford it?
Well, actually, we did a lot of research into student loans and realised that in England especially they're particularly reasonable. So we established we'd definitely be needing to take out loans, but that once we were finished with university we were only paying between like £30 or £60 a month back with the loans, and that within 30 years if you hadn't paid them then the loan no longer exists. So it seemed like a pretty reasonable thing to do.
I believe that they don't have an effect on getting any other loans for housing and stuff like that. It doesn't affect.
I'm not sure about that, but that we didn't really come across that in our research now.
Okay. Do you think that university set you up better for later life than other options?
For me personally, I think so, but then again, if I had been interested in something completely different, then an apprenticeship might have been the way to go, because I know that a lot of people are looking into those and that actually they have really big success rates and guarantee you a job.
Yeah. Do you think that university better educates people within their subject boundaries?
Well, it depends on the subject again. I think if you want to go off and like, I don't know, become a doctor, university is definitely the way to go. But if you're looking into something else that's more practical as a job, or if you know specifically what you want to do, again, it's not necessarily the first way forward. There are other options. It definitely depends.
No. Earlier I explained to the audience about the price of going to university. You've explained just how you worked out that you could afford it. But do you think that you'll find a hard time trying to get the necessities such as food and hygiene products on the amount of cash that will be left afterwards?
I'm not too sure. That's something I've been thinking about a lot recently, and I've been trying to practice budgeting my own money to see if it's something that I can that I can cope with. I think that it's something I could cope with. Where there's a will, there's a way.
So you find you have to get another job, potentially?
I think that, yes, it would be necessary, definitely, to have a job just to support myself while I was there. But I think it does take a lot of discipline with the amount of money that they do give you to live on.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to the next stage in your life?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. I think that it'll really give you a good sense of independence. It's the first time I'm living away from home, so it's a little scary, but at the same time, really exciting.
So is that so well for later life then?
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Thank you, Julia. So it's clear to us that universities could be a better option for different people compared to others, and that it's affordable too, unlike what other people may think. Now back to the studio.